Alrighty then, back in Cannmont. Been trying to get this area to build up. Or not this area. Where'd it go? Yes. E Oak Square in Valley Heights. And I'm hemorrhaging money. Again. What is it this time? Water. You guys have no water? No water was behind by everyone? Wait. Something bad happened last time, didn't it? That's why I was saved where I was. Right? Sinkhole. Oh, yeah. We got hit by an earthquake. That's why nothing's connected and there's no water and buildings are on fire. Yeah. Trash is collecting. Yeah. Yeah, and this would be a good video to do like a tips video, I guess. So I found out that I just gotta click on the road. It doesn't have to be in any particular like road building setup. Well, the freight road repairs all roads. Like many other games, make sure you get your hotkeys set up. Hotkeys are in the top settings. Options, key mapping. Make sure you get your key mapping. Understand what buttons does what. All my tool modes are already all set up, so it helps. Let's connect you there because I think that's where you were. Yeah, I gotta try and remember what was connected and what wasn't. This one here does have an out. Yeah, that's right. I took out the airport. Yay. We're happy again. We got people coming in. We got trash issues. They are mostly connected. This is what I like about playing with my style, is that like it's never gonna look the same again. For sure. I mean, yes, I could use the landscaping. And if you have the disasters DLC, like I do, you can actually demolish your whole town if you want. Oh, another tip that I like is also in the settings options into the gameplay. You can actually choose how often the disasters happen. I don't have mine at max. I find it fun to have it at max. You get more issues to deal with a lot sooner. It makes the game a lot more interesting, and especially with the ruling that I'm doing. Like I'm trying to treat this as real as possible, so every so often once I fix something, I honestly should save. And that's why like these, I'm trying to keep the videos within like a half hour, and I'm just going to start recording on this one for now. Anyways, back to the other cool tip. If you do click on like your milestones menu, or if you have it key mapped, you can actually go to your unique buildings and look at what you need to unlock said building. So there is more buildings that you can unlock. You just got to do what the requirements are. I don't think it transfers to other maps. You got to re-unlock everything every time you do a new map. The Gherkin, anyways, you could also go from here to football, everything level 1, level 2, all the way up. You can figure out what you need to unlock certain buildings and such. I find that quite useful. I haven't unlocked the monuments yet, but the one that I need to unlock requires the, let's see, oh yeah, it'd be under monuments, but on this one, it's a tier 1, it's the Plaza of the Dead. I need one of those, and I would have the fusion reactor unlocked, which I guess supposedly is like the mega thing of electricity. I don't know, I haven't unlocked it. I'm trying to unlock things. And the other part I learned on my other map. Uh-oh. Excuse me of my drink. We have water issues. Why do we have water issues? Okay, let's fix and give you guys your own pump. It's off the whole thing. There we go. Are you connected? You are not connected. Yeah, I know you're not connected. There we go. Other things I found out is that like as their city gets as big as like this one is, I mean I only have 78,000-ish in population, but your people can get unhappy over the smallest thing, as annoying as it is. Oh, and the other thing I remembered too is when you do your districts, try and do them over which district area it is. I learned in Cortez that like if you want to get the skyscrapers, you gotta just like zone your residential or your high residential only. So let's see. I did that to figure out where all my residential people are, and you got to do that for every individual district. So like if you wanted your industry district to be nothing but oil, you got to district it and then go into the industrial cannot talk, specializations, and click on which one you want it to be to figure out which area you have for like what minerals you have on which map. That's why it tells you like which ore and how much water there is on each map in the beginning. But you can click on over here into your info views, and it is an achievement to look at every single one and figure out all the information on your map. I'm still learning myself, so I'm learning with you with this. This game came out in like 2015, but I've been watching other gamers play this game. I liked it, so I'm into it. Now I'm making video content on it. But the green, what looks like the outside connections button, but the green one, the natural resources, this tells you how much forestry, your fertile land for farming, or like it can really define which way you go with your city once you find that out. So like you could be sitting here and like and not be like me and then just kind of go, oh, I like this area, I like that area, which is pretty much what I did. I didn't like look, as you can see, I didn't even look on my ore because I don't have like a big oil spot. I actually have, I don't think there is oil on this map. I'm zoomed out all the way. Well, anyways. But yeah, what I've learned on the Portez is to zone your areas on what they are as early as possible, I think, because now I get to go through the troubles of kicking people out and putting them back in. Yeah, because if you don't do that early enough, it's going to come back to bite you. Always remember to zone your areas correctly on what you want them to be. You can change them after a while. I mean, it is possible, but I totally zoned that the wrong thing. My bad. I mean, you know, just like everyone else, everybody makes mistakes. Yes, even me. Get everything in there. I gotta like rezone this area. I'll show you what I mean. Like, you know, this is probably only a, you know, I was trying to figure out why I wasn't getting skyscrapers and stuff in my area. So then I found out how to technically do it. So I gotta go here, unzone the everything that's blue, keep everything that is residential in the zone that I am roughly zoning it as. Remember to click the rezone button so then you can fix whatever you need to fix. I'm still having troubles with that one right now. Once you get that one done, then I can click on the residential and self-sufficient buildings. No, they are not really self-sufficient buildings. I found out the hard way. On Portez, I have the nuclear power plant unlocked, and it produces like 800 megawatts. I was making like 2,000 megawatts of power with the nuclear power plant and everything else. So I thought I could just delete it and everything will be happy because I have self-sufficient housing. That's after I rezoned everything too. Well, that happened. As you can see, it was really well, all the buildings were there, it was great, it was running. What I don't get in the game is like, if something like this happens, how come it doesn't just like keep the building at that level with the people that are in there and just start upgrading what's there? Like, well, it would probably happen in real life, I think. See, now I'm starting to get like huge buildings. I was going to try and keep this small, but I wanted to show you guys on the video on like what it takes to get, and probably the reason why, if like you're thinking like me, how come you're not getting like skyscrapers that you see everybody else getting. Let's see, I think this area is all supposed to be, yeah, high and low commercial. Hi, commercial. Hi. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Go back into my zoning. Regular zoning. And I get to deal with the same problem again. So if I come over here, gobble up all these. I mean, like, I understand that some of you all are thinking about, like, well, why don't you just zone, like, portions of it and just do it portions at a time? Well, some of us out there who are just trying to research and are also new, like me, to this game, are finding out like the hard way of, like, you're trying to get into this game, you see everybody else doing like big skyscrapers, and you're like, what's going on here? I'm just getting these little houses here. They're not, there's no upgrades. Well, we got to learn to zone, and zone correctly too. So like, if you're gonna, this is commercial, but don't zone it as the IT cluster, or else like nothing will really happen and you won't upgrade. You gotta, like, if this is going to be commercial, well, you gotta zone it as such. And once again, day 2 will delete themselves. It's once you realize that, like, if you did it kind of like me, where if I zoom out here, like, I got some of my industrial going, basic industrial. I think it was supposed to be farming, but I've learned through watching others patch it, like patches of, don't do like big clusters. You can almost see where, like, I was learning about everything, and then I started getting better. I started moving things around. I was trying to make it more like natural look, trying to get out of the blockiness. But in life, blocks, it's the best use of space that I can think of. I've been wrong before. But anyways, let's see, where was I? I was, let's see, I think I was, oh yes, I believe I was down here, yes, because as we can see, it has changed a lot since the previous one. Now I don't have the lower grade houses anymore. Ooh, another one that is on the information, and it's probably why there's the information view achievement. And if you haven't gotten it yet, you probably didn't click on one of the buttons that you just don't pay attention to. You just pay attention to a very few, like water, electric, happiness, trash, happy, more. There's very few, but if you pay attention to more of your information views, you'll start understanding everything. But the one that I got was the traffic routes. Map will turn white, you'll see routes, but if you go to junctions, you can actually, and zoom in, that's actually where you can toggle the stoplights and stop signs. I don't have any mods that I know of. There's no mods. I could figure out how to show you all. There's nothing in my mods list. This is all just like basic, just DLCs, nothing else. But I found out that instead of just trying to like click on the road, which is another way you can do it, get to that menu as well. If you're lazy like everyone else, click on the Dixon Street, and then you can click on the junctions toggle route view thingy. Priority roads, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Priority roads is pretty much like setting your main roads for the town for everybody, which routes they need to use and such. But if we come back here, and I think it's here. Is it here? I could have swore it was here. It was not here. It had to have been there, right? Yeah, I lose things easy. When you have a map this big, it's easy to lose things. Where was it working? I could have swore it was right here. I think it was. Yep. I can see people still upgrading. It's hard to see because the map is night. As far as I found out that you could also go into settings, game options. You go into gameplay and scroll all the way down. You can use dynamic weather and random disasters on or off for the map. I like them on. It makes it fun. Being able to just build after a while just gets kind of boring. Having to deal with a disaster and not being able to have a previous save, for me, it makes it fun. It's a challenge, and that's what the game is supposed to be. A challenge. Of course, you do also have the realistic gamers who build crazy builds. So to go along with the traffic junctions, you can also hit the traffic on the info view, and you can figure out, of course, where you're having traffic issues. Mine is all over because I wasn't thinking about putting in big roads, so that's where it's like you're deleting everything and going to have to rebuild everything. I did find out late in the game that you're able to build across roads. That's why it's like I have roads that just like instead of going straight across the tracks, they go underneath. I think was it this one? Might have been Cortez, but I did have like one where it just went underneath the tracks. I was like, I don't know if I could build through that, because when I was early building roads, I kept saying, this is in the way, that's in the way. So when you are trying to build over tracks, we can add on to this area here, I guess, for kicks and giggles. And I'm hemorrhaging money again. Always have a cushion of money before you start doing like any major modification. to your town like I just did. Like that was really, that might be actually what's hurting me right now, because it takes time to get the people back. Don't get me wrong, the buildings generate more people now. As you can see, it is becoming skyscraper-esque. There's not much things in the area, so they're unable to upgrade. That's why you put like all the parks and everything in the areas. Like, you pay attention to where you have your parks. Happiness matters, apparently, in this game. So like if I put a bouncy house right there, look at, they're all happy. So happy.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the area soon.
When they say that, the info thing up here in the corner, you can actually click on, if you have the earthquake sensors, you can actually get general location of where it's going to be and how severe. This one's going to be at 1.2. This is going to hurt. I'm just barely. And also, when you do start rebuilding your zoning, it does go, rebuilding actually also goes towards their demand, because even though you're deleting the same thing, you're building them again, but it's like a different building when you rezone an area, I guess. Experimentation is still in progress. I don't really mess with landscaping too much. The tools here, I just kind of deal with what's there. Because in real life, that's kind of what we do. We kind of learn to build around it. I think in Cortez, I have a giant meteor in one of my areas, and I made it into a park. Straight up. Hey look, people are happy again, because we got places to lie the dead, I guess, so to speak. A place for the dead to be at. Oh yeah. How many of these stupid things do I have? I need like 3 of them full to get that thing. That's why I started putting in cemeteries again. Oh crap. Oh.
An earthquake is occurring. Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Side note, I found out how to easily identify abandoned buildings. You'll get those a lot as well. Abandoned buildings are annoying. It reduces property value, but there is a building that requires 2,000 abandoned buildings on the map at the same time to just undo the check mark. But let's deal with the roads again. I don't know what that was. Wait, was that the railroad? Oh, that was the railroad. Oh crap, I gotta rebuild the railroad. I gotta rebuild their shenanigans. Okay, so for me, whatever hotkey it is for you, I clicked. Yes, when disasters happen, anything that gets damaged, you will have to rebuild. I don't know why that one was so small. The daylight I can see again. Hopefully. I don't want to see what earthquake did. I really don't. Future idea for this place is I'm going to try and figure out how to line up the roads so then I can have a train going through the entire place. So then I have use for this stupid thing. Oh yeah. Achievement in progress. There is, okay, where is the out? Okay. So there is another achievement out there that requires you to have 2 of each cargo and or shipping a harbor, 2 harbors and 2 cargo harbors. So I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to put a random thing there, and because I am me, I'm going to put one there. Why? Because this side. Road-wise, you can see, like, I don't like straight roads anymore. I don't know why, they just kind of bug me. Some areas you have to deal with straight roads. I try not to deal with them too much. It makes it look a little too blocky. And then you start dealing with that industrial look again. Anyways. Random text message. Thank you, random text message. Oh, yay. What do I gotta rebuild? Oh, my part. This is the one where I built my park. I still gotta build my lake, though. Maybe I can use the earthquake. Once I get that figured out, I will figure that out for you guys. And you will be able to see, but for now, there is no way for anyone to get in or out of the airport. So I was losing money. I don't like losing money. I like gaining money. Winning money is good. Oh yeah, trains. I'm gonna go another couple minutes on this thing. Yeah. Why not? That looks about right. Pretty soon I think I'm gonna try and trail off this way on the back side of this commercial area, go through here and around. I'm using my little mouse that you guys probably cannot see. But somehow trail it through here. I think I might make that into a lake. And this is what I was talking about, like turning like things in the area into like lakes and stuff. I think I'm gonna start working the roads in this area to go around the meteor hole impact randomly, because that's how cities are defined. That's what I like about the Disasters DLC. Annoying as they are what define a city. Rebuild a few things, and I think I'm going to call it for this video. It's kind of more of like a how-to, more or less, what not to do if you're new to the game. Because like, I was trying to figure out, how the heck did I get these buildings so high? And that's when you realize, oh, you zone them as such. Yeah, I think what I was trying to do was go at it slowly, but I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet when you have something this big, and kick everybody out and rebuild. It's gonna suck. Because yeah, like most of these people are like already like rebuilt. So it's gonna be a tough kick in the butt on the city when I rezone this one. Because that means I need to work on the zoning of this area slowly. Zone, unzone, rezone. Yeah. Hey, look. See? What zoning does, everybody. What zoning does. Gives you the namesake of the game. Skyscrapers. You have no water. Okay, yeah. I know what I said earlier, I was going to cut the video, but I'll give you guys the 4 extra minutes. See if I can think of anything else. Watch where you are putting your pumps. Common mistake. You should, yeah, when you click on the dumping area, the water drains. Yeah. These ones here are my recycling from the Green Cities DLC. So I do have some things that you all don't have probably or may not have yet. This one here is the heating from the winter DLC. It would be kind of cool if Cities Skylines did like a whole, like, started doing being able to feel seasons in game. That would be cool. Like somehow transition from like winter, autumn, spring, and then you're dealing with all of that kind of shenanigans. But these people don't need heat, because I am in a lush green map with a giant river. I should have went that way. If you are playing non-modded, like straight up vanilla, you do only get 9 squares. That's why there's a lot of planning that goes into. Don't be like me and just buy willy-nilly and just be like, hey, I like this area, I like that area. If you're gonna go try and make it a money map, go for the ore, obviously. I was kind of going for a square because this is, I think, one of my very first cities. It's either this one or Portez. Either way, I'm using Portez to experiment and find out on this one. Oh, it's just a thingy. Alright. Nothing's really much going on. I have issues over here. Sewage is backing up. Why? Yes, sir. It would be kind of cool to try and find a way to, not keep your sewage so close to each other. Let's get this put in before we go. And it's a loud machine too. Crackers. It's loud. That's what I don't like about trying to have things planned. I do care. I mean, it is a simulation after all. People. Huh, I do have pumps downwind of the other pumps. There's me going against what I said. I'm gonna try not to put my pumps in the same area. That's what happened to me in Cortez. I had my pumps in the same area, and the game was like, nope, and took it out with a meteorite. Alright. Later.